What's up, everybody? It's your boy Stevie the Black. That's STEVEE the Black, and it's here. I'm here today on Sunday, Easter Sunday, kicking off WrestleMania week. We got, as I said yesterday, I got plenty of great videos planned out for you, these guys, for this week, and I cannot wait to share with you. So in today's video, what am I going to be talking about to kick off WrestleMania week? Because it's exactly 1 week from today, next Sunday, it'll be April 3rd, and at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, we will be witnessing WrestleMania 32. So what video today will I be talking about? I'll be talking about the top 10 best WrestleManias ever. I had to do a lot of research, go through each one, and figure out what WrestleMania, where it was, what WrestleMania was, and what made it the best WrestleMania. So basically, this is how it'll go. I'll say what WrestleMania it is. So basically, I'll say it's WrestleMania 32 or 31 or whatever, right? I'll say where it was at, and I'll say what match made it memorable to make it one of the best WrestleManias ever. Okay? So, now that you know how we're going to do this, let's get started with the top 10 best WrestleMania. And number 10 coming in is WrestleMania 22. That's right, WrestleMania 22, when it was in Chicago. And the match of the night that made this the best WrestleMania, we have two actually. The first was John Cena versus Triple H for the WWE Championship. This match was to prove that John Cena was not just muscles and strong, but that he could actually wrestle a match. And it was around at this point that the WWE Universe started to reject John Cena, because at this point everyone knew that Cena was going to be the face of the company. Back at WrestleMania 20 and back at WrestleMania 21, people loved John Cena. They loved the fact of who he was. But once WWE Universe figured out who he was going to be and where he was going with his career, well, they just couldn't accept that anymore, right? And the other match, and so, despite the fact that the match was a great match, they just booed Cena all the way through until he won. It was a great match, but they all booed. Everyone. Cena wasn't as popular as he is today, I guess. Not even with the kids. And the second match was Shawn Michaels versus Vince McMahon. That match was good. It was personal. It was a no-holds-barred match, I believe. The most memorable part of that match was when Shawn had Vince on the table with the trash can. He gave him to the elbow to the heart with the 1, 2, 3. And Vince is being defiant all the way to the end, sticking out his middle finger at Shawn as he goes down, as he's exiting. And that right there, those two great matches, is what made WrestleMania 22 one of the best of all time. Is what made it number 10. So number 9, we have WrestleMania 23. It was in Detroit. And we have two more matches of the night, which made this the 9th best WrestleMania. And the first match was John Cena again, but this time he was taking on Triple H's best friend, Shawn Michaels. Originally, it was going to be Triple H was going to win the Rumble, I believe again, and then he would go on to face John Cena in a rematch. But that year, Triple H had injured his quads or whatever like that. So instead, they had Shawn Michaels, and you know what? They don't regret it at all. That match between John Cena and Shawn Michaels was absolutely incredible. It was a match to remember. All these matches were incredible, mind you. They're what made WrestleMania the best. And obviously, thanks to the WWE Network now, we can go back and we can enjoy them all. Not on YouTube with low quality, but with the WWE Network. So, what was the other match that would made WrestleMania so great? It was The Undertaker, my boy, The Undertaker, taking on Batista for the World Heavyweight Championship. And mind you, these four guys were in a feud a while ago, like a while earlier that year. They had to team up Batista and Undertaker against Shawn Michaels and John Cena, and they were excellent matches. But once it was WrestleMania time, shoot, they gave even better matches, in my opinion. And the Undertaker versus John and Batista, that was the rivalry, I believe, of 2007. They had an excellent match at Mania. Batista did everything he could to possibly end the streak, but it just wasn't enough. And Taker, with the reversal of the tombstone, was able to put the job done and become, for the first time ever, World Heavyweight Champion. All right, so the 8th best WrestleMania is WrestleMania 14, and the match of the night. Again, we have two matches, and that is The Undertaker versus Kane. And I'll just break down this match first. Undertaker versus Kane. So we all know the story. It was Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Hell in a Cell. First time ever, first Hell in a Cell match ever. Takes about to win, and then boom, out of nowhere, Kane comes out, rips the cage door open, and tombstones the Undertaker. And we know the story from there. Taker was the one who set their parents' workplace on fire, killed the parents, and severely burned Kane. And he thought he was dead, and Kane was really alive the whole time, and Paul Bearer was taking care of him and everything like that. And now he's brought him to the WWE to exact his revenge against The Undertaker, so to speak. And now Taker, he didn't want to fight his brother at first. He's like, come on, man, we're brothers. We don't have to fight. But, you know, after the Royal Rumble, when it was Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels for the WWE Championship, and Kane betrayed him, because I think after a while they were kind of teaming together. He betrayed him. Taker was like, nope, that's it. That's it. And this obviously was the better matches of the two from their match at WrestleMania 20. But it took three tombstones to beat Kane. And this is back when WWE was, I believe, WWF at the time. And this was when they were using all their supernatural abilities at the time. They don't do that anymore. I mean, they tried to do that with Bray Wyatt, and it worked for a little bit. I thought that was kind of cool when Bray Wyatt was like, I've absorbed Kane and The Undertaker's powers. I thought that was kind of cool. You know, if you're going to be a dark force, shouldn't you use the dark powers, right? Bray Wyatt doesn't even use that anymore. So I guess he doesn't have their powers anymore. But, yeah, Kane and Undertaker, that match was awesome. And as I said, it took Undertaker three tombstones, but he finally did get the job done. I mean, it didn't even take three tombstones to beat Triple H or Brock Lesnar. And, I mean, they're not as nearly as good as Kane is, but still. And the other match for WrestleMania 14, the reason why WrestleMania 14 is an important one and not higher on the list, it should be in my opinion, but, you know, the reason why is because WrestleMania 14 was in the middle of the Attitude Era. Not the Attitude, it was the middle of the Monday Night War. And the Monday Night War, WCW was winning, and Austin was really on the high, and he had to become WWE champion. And this is back when Shawn was going through some inner demons, and, you know, people weren't sure if he was really going to do the job and let Austin win, you know. But he did. He let Austin win, and because Austin won, the Attitude Era officially kicked off. And because of that, that's when the turning point in the war was going to start changing. Because of the Attitude Era, because Austin was the champion, yada, yada, yada. That's why, obviously, you can guess Austin versus Shawn Michaels was another reason, main reason, but another reason why WrestleMania 14 was the 8th best WrestleMania. Okay, so now we go on to number 7, and we have WrestleMania 20. Now, don't wait. Don't kill me. Don't unsubscribe. Don't turn off the video. I know you're thinking, WrestleMania 20? We had matches like Undertaker versus Kane. That match was dumb. We had the Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar match. That match was dumb. How could you say WrestleMania 20 was a good match? Wait. Because of the matches. And the matches was we had John Cena. We had Kurt Angle versus Eddie Guerrero for the WWE Championship. You cannot lie and you cannot deny that match was awesome. That match was great. That was an awesome match. And then obviously the forgotten match at WrestleMania, which was Triple H versus Shawn Michaels versus Chris Benoit. Who? Chris Benoit. Who's Chris Benoit? You know, the guy who beat Triple H and Shawn Michaels in a triple threat match to become champion. Doesn't ring a bell. That's because the WWE erased him from history. Oh. Continue. Thanks. So, Chris Benoit had defeated Shawn Michaels and Triple H in what was crowned one of the greatest triple threat matches at WrestleMania in WrestleMania history. He had defeated them, and it was a great match. But what made this moment even more special was the fact that Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit, who were best friends in real life, embraced after the win with the confetti falling, and everyone was just happy, and they were hugging each other, and it was their WrestleMania moment, you know? their WrestleMania moment where they embrace, and obviously we know what happened 3 years later with both of them, but it's not about that. It's about their WrestleMania moment. And as I was spitting out earlier, this was the beginning of John Cena's career, because this is when John Cena defeated Big Show for the U.S. title, thus kicking off Cena's career and his first WrestleMania, and him becoming the guy we know him as today. So, what is the sixth best WrestleMania? WrestleMania 18 in Toronto, Canada. And the match of the night, Icon versus Icon, Hulk Hogan or Hollywood Hogan versus The Rock. The match that everyone wanted to see. They didn't even care about the main event, which was Triple H versus Chris Jericho. They cared about Rock and Hogan. Now, a lot of people think, including Austin himself, thinking that it should have been him versus Hogan. But at this point, The Rock in his career was just up there in popularity. And, a lot of people, they were cheering for Hulk Hogan. They were welcoming them back to the WWE after he was gone for 9 years. And there's like, welcome back, Hulk. You're back. You're here. Yada, yada, yada. And the match wasn't Shawn Michaels and Undertaker. It wasn't a technical match like Kurt Angle versus Eddie Guerrero or Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar in 19. But it was a good match. And because of the atmosphere, because of the crowd, because of how invested they were in it, because of the two most loved guys in WWE history were in the match, and it was billed Icon versus Icon, and it just made it that much more reversal after reversal. It was like seeing Hulk Hogan Hulk up again. It was bringing people back to the 1980s and early 1990s. They were like, "Oh man, Hulk Hogan, he's hulking up, just like the old days." Oh, The Rock, the great one, the most electrifying man in all of entertainment. It was an excellent match, and it will go down as one of the best of all time because of the crowd reaction. That's how you know matches are great, when the fans are invested in it. And the match itself may not have been good, but as long as the fans are up and they're cheering and they can't get enough of it, you've succeeded either way. Remember, the entertainment part is just as good, not a little bit better, than the actual match itself. Or the competitors and how they perform in the ring, a little bit better. Not by much, but a little bit. So then we got WrestleMania 21 in LA, and the match of the night was just the whole show. What do you mean the whole show? How can the whole show be good? Well, we had the Money in the Bank ladder match, which was created by Chris Jericho. Amazing concept. 6 superstars in the ring, climb the ladder. With the prize, not a championship, but something just as good, the briefcase, which inside is a guaranteed contract where you can cash it at any time up to a year and win a championship, right? Obviously, we know Edge won, but it was a great match, and it was a great cast of people. It was Jericho, Edge, Kane, and a lot of other great people in that match. And then obviously WrestleMania 21. I'm trying to think what else was there on that card that was good. WrestleMania 21. WrestleMania 20. Ah, yes. Randy Orton versus The Undertaker. That match was good. Again, it was Randy Orton was in his legend killer mode at the time, and he was beating legends, and it only made sense, right? Every legend he encountered, he beat, right? So it only made sense that he would beat The Undertaker, right? Because he's a legend in this company. He's the greatest legend, I would think, in my own personal opinion, of course. For all y'all who watch the show, Undertaker is my favorite wrestler of all time, followed by The Rock and Stone Cold on that same level at my number 2, but Take is my number 1. But anyway, we don't have to get into that. That match was great, especially the chokeslam reversed into an RKO, and when Orton's dad tried to interfere in the match, shoot, you thought that was it. You thought after the reverse chokeslam into the RKO, you thought that was it, but The Undertaker's never say die attitude just wouldn't give up on that streak. He just would not accept defeat, and Randy Orton became... Dad, what number would that be? Well, he just became part of the streak, okay? And then obviously, John Cena and Batista winning their first world championship, which was a big deal, especially for beating Triple H, because he was in this whole world heavyweight championship reign from 2002 to 2005, and nobody enjoyed that whatsoever. I mean, you can argue the fact, it was because he was married to Stephanie. Now, okay, maybe some of that was partly true, but, Still, no one enjoyed that. I think it probably should have ended with Randy or if not Goldberg. I mean, come on now. But it's okay because the match at Mania was still good for Batista. It elevated his career, made him a main eventer, as the same with John Cena beating JBL, who was the longest reigning SmackDown champion at the time. So both of it worked out great, okay? So, number 4, WrestleMania 10 in good old New York City. Man, WrestleMania was in New York a lot, right? But what match of the night, WrestleMania 10, what was the match of the night? Obviously, if you think of WrestleMania 10, you think about the ladder match between Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon. The match that revolutionized the ladder match, that revolutionized TLC and all future ladder matches at WrestleMania, Money in the Bank. It revolutionized. It made, I mean, the moment you see Shawn Michaels getting launched into the ladder, or him being on top of the ladder and dropping on top of Razor Ramon, both fighting over both Intercontinental Championships and giving it everything they absolutely had in the ring, man. It was an absolutely and most memorable matches at WrestleMania, and which made it. When people think of WrestleMania 10, that's what the only thing they think about. I don't even remember any other matches on the card because that's the only match I remember, which made it a good show. Okay? So then we had, now we're in the top 3 WrestleManias, okay? So get ready for this. WrestleMania 3 and the third spot, okay? So what made WrestleMania 3 was in Michigan, and what made WrestleMania 3 excuse me, what made WrestleMania 3 so important? What made it one of the best WrestleMania of all times? Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant. We all know that moment, the moment Hulk Hogan body slammed Andre the Giant. But what made this match, it will be ever etched in WrestleMania history. But what made this match so special is Hulk Hogan was on his 3-year WWE Championship run, and Andre the Giant had been beaten in 15 years, so he technically had his own streak as well. So we're like, oh man, Hulk Hogan's gonna lose. No one's beaten him in years, but come on, we really want Hulk to win, man. We just don't know. But Andre's so strong and dominant, we just don't know who's gonna win. And what happened? I believe Andre was dominating the whole match until, Hulk Hogan, Hulk it up, right? And he would do, he lifted him up, and everyone was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Still, one of the greatest WrestleMania moments of all time. Obviously, at WrestleMania 30, Cesaro emulated it when he did it to the Big Show, but, we can't top the original. He did it, and it'll ever be sketched into WrestleMania history as one of the best of all time. So, what is the second best WrestleMania? That, my friend, would have to go to WrestleMania 19. That, WrestleMania 19. And what was special about WrestleMania 19? Well, the whole show. I mean, besides The Undertaker in that handicap match, the Cruiserweight match between Matt Hardy and Rey Mysterio was a pretty good match. I mean, you had Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. That was a great match. You all know the Shooting Star Press when he messed that up and everyone thought he broke his neck. And we're like, oh my God, this guy must really be a beast. How the heck did he survive? And then, you had Vince versus Hulk Hogan with his career on the line and everything. And shoot, we even had Rowdy Piper coming out and helping Vince try to win the match, but it wasn't enough. Hulk it up, Hulk Hogan, that's what he does best, So Hulk Hogan emerged victorious in that match. Vince put up a pretty good fight, to be quite honest with you. But it wasn't a match, it was a fight. So, he put up a great fight, even against Hulk Hogan. And then, obviously, the sad part, but what a way to go out. Stone Cold Steve Austin's last match. Nobody knew it was Stone Cold Steve Austin's last match, except a few people. The night before, he had gone to the hospital because he had some troubles, but he was able to make it back to the match, and he put on one heck of a match and for his final match. Every time people see him, they're like, "Come on, Austin, one more match, man. And if Austin really wanted to do a match, he could have done it years ago. But we have to think it's like kind of like Edge. One more bump and he could be paralyzed. So I understand how much we want Austin to have that one more match, but it's just not gonna happen, guys. I'm sorry. I wish it would. We all wish it would, but it just won't happen. I'm sorry. But despite all of that, that's especially Austin having his last match and the whole Brock Lesnar match and everything like that. That's what made the WrestleMania 19 so spectacular, because it had so many great moments in that card that it was unbelievable. And finally, WrestleMania. What was the best WrestleMania of all time? What was the WrestleMania that will ever be remembered as the best? WrestleMania 17. what was special about that match? We had another glorious triple threat tag team match for the tag team titles in TLC between the Hardys, the Dudley Boys, and Edge and Christian. And we all remember the moment when Edge speared Jeff Hardy mid-air. We was like, oh my God! We all remember Shane versus Vince McMahon. By the way, Shane is 2-0 at WrestleMania, so technically he has a streak at WrestleMania and Undertaker doesn't. Just wanted to put that out there. Just in case of y'all who didn't know. Yeah, so Shane versus what do you call it? Shane versus Vince McMahon in a no holds barred match. That match was excellent, destructive, and everything like that. And then obviously you had Undertaker versus Triple H in first of their 3 matches. Wasn't the best out of them, but definitely had its moment, especially when Undertaker was going for the last ride, and Triple H had smacked him in the head with that sledgehammer. He'd be like, "Boy, that's it, bro. He's done." And yet somehow he kicked out. That's how you know Undertaker's the best. But then the most memorable thing, the most unthinkable thing you would have ever thought, more shocking than the Undertaker losing at WrestleMania, and that's Stone Cold Steve Austin turning heel. You thought Hulk Hogan turning heel was like, oh my God, he did it. You think John Cena gonna turn heel is gonna, oh my God, Cena turned heel. Stone Cold Steve Austin teaming up with the man he had been over war with for years, teaming up with Vince McMahon to defeat The Rock. But before that, it was a battle between 2 faces, Austin and Rock, the 2 biggest faces who main evented since Hogan and Ultimate Warrior. These 2 were the biggest stars in the company, and they were facing off, and Austin turned heel. He turned heel and joined Vince. It was an excellent match. It was a moment nobody will forget. But seeing Austin and McMahon shake hands and the funny stuff that they did after that, man, it was funny. It was hilarious, especially when it was with Kurt Angle. But oh my God, excuse me. That made WrestleMania 17 one of the best WrestleManias, if not the best WrestleMania of all time. And that has been the video for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Come back tomorrow, Monday. I'm going to try and get a video out before I go to work, because I got to work tomorrow. But I hope you enjoyed it. I would spoil what the video is, but then you might be like, I don't need to see that. So I'm just going to upload it, and you're going to have to wait and see what's going to be tomorrow's video. So until tomorrow, if you're not down with that, I've just got 2 words for you. Wait, before I go. Remember, put it on your schedule. WrestleMania week all this week. Don't forget to come back all this week. And don't forget, next Sunday, WrestleMania 32, 7 o'clock. If you're going to watch pre-show, watch the pre-show. I may, because of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, I really don't care about the Usos versus the Dudleys. But watch it. Get ready. We're in WrestleMania mode now. So, until tomorrow, if you're not down with that, I've just got 2 words for you. Peace out.